Evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, world. This is the Rastafari International Ambassador, Jahbunny, better known as the badass man from Buzzwalk. And I'm here today to clear up a couple of the misconception going around today. Now, as you know, I am a second generation Rastafari baby. Rastafari evolved out of Jamaica, the island of Jamaica, as a black liberation movement. Most of the Rastafarian see His Majesty as the Godhead. Rastafarian philosophy is to free black people from the yoke of the white man. And as such, the return to Africa is a must, one of the first and most standing tenet of the Rastafari movement. Today, Rastafari have evolved into what a man wanted personally to be for him. We see Rastafari have left Jamaica and traveled globally. Today, the globe is now have Rastafari as a new religion in terms of it is in competition with Christianity. I, Jahbunny, never grew up and never get any Christianity teaching. So therefore, I have no idea when it comes to Christianity, and I don't exchange or share Bible talk. In my two last comment broadcasts, I have seen people asking all manner of questions regarding my belief when it comes to Haile Selassie. I already state my belief, and at some stage through this broadcast, I will be touching on the Abuna so he can tell you what Haile Selassie had told him to come and tell us in Jamaica. So keep your head tuned for that dialogue. Don't listen to I, Jahbunny, now and pay too much attention to I. Because I was I. And I tell you how I see the Rastafari as the ambassador. And I am here to clear up all misconception. But there is a few messages that I would like to run by the item because of how the thing's set. So let me see where we can start from. I got a few brethren that want to make a shout out. So here we go.
Hail Jabi, blessed love and greetings, Teacher, elder, ancient, Rastafari, ambassador. Yes, I. what? You know, I tell you, go on to what I do. See the person them such man, CIA, KGB, FBI, that boy they need to leg up platform and go on and bubble them. That you need to do. You need to move there. So bubble him and say him and bubble him need to go to the understand say why am I do right at all. Who is a mix up? The man is not about the growth of Rastafari. It's one bag of mix up over there. I you know what? We don't be here touch man. Touch man. I like that boy that touch man. Oh boy that touch man man. This one way I do in a elder class and no. Not my brainium, my cranium, you know. And no things the eye let out. They're teacher enough things. Yes I nothing. So I'm still strong elder, teacher, Rastafari, ambassador, vanguard, general of up south. I carry general. I thought yeah, I'm straight out of Canada, that's not it. Greetings again, Jabby. I listened to the podcast with your fear. I don't know, I can't relate to no Rastafari Rasta. I can't find Rasta. I'm always in a concrete jungle. I will listen to it, I will listen to it, I will listen to the creator. And you fear us, the Africa. Africa, I know it's Africa, Africa until we start telling them to live in Africa. And they have vanguard. And we have to go down there to make for freedom. Fight apartheid with them and make them know this. And still last we come to Jamaica and realize the power and more. Not want to really listen to them things there now we, you know. I mean, I care what them want to call it, how we. Jamaican, one of Jamaican, because the sound they come like you just, man just going on them feelings when I hear about Jamaican Rasta. Yeah, laugh.
I real chat, my general, I real chat. Are you, Mr. You and Warrior and Warrior, Mr. This is a fear, and a Warrior, you, Mr. This is a you. You see me, my general, and for the first time, I can't stop to see you know, you see me. And I just start, you first me used to pray, I just start, remember bringing me into Warrior one time, Warrior, I said, yeah man, subscribe to you man, I'm a virgin man, but I never feel the vibe, you see me, I think me subscribe already and unsubscribe, you see, because the vibe, me really did it. But blessed man, and respect my general, and go and keep up the great work, you see me, because, as they say, our generation never get no elder to talk to me like you and thing, you see me? Yes, so that shake up certain thing in the order, you see me, but respect man.
Yes, sometimes it is good to listen to forward to some of these message. And one of the brethren make a point just now that really, really touch I. Because my brethren King Fearer also is highlighting the fact that Haile Selassie I have visited the US several times. But my brethren does touch a point look a while. So yes, His Majesty did visit the US, I think 5 times before him visit Jamaica. The 5 times that him visit the US did not create any impact upon the black world or upon himself, Haile I. Is when Haile I touched Jamaica, him realize now, say, wait, some people hold him in a high esteem. You hear me say? When him touch Jamaica and open the plane and the plane door open and him come out, and when him come at the plane door and when him see the impact of I, that's when him realize that, hold up, you really have some people where really I worship I. Yeah. So the US with its millions of people did not create the impact that Jamaica create on Isle I. Our impact was so great that Isle I had was to go away, send a school for us, and send the church to us. I never send the church come America. Him send it come to I. It's I from Bakawal that bring Rastafari to the US. Ramesses, fear and virgin, I want you to pin that in your head. It's not the other way around. It was the man them from Bakawal man them. Not the man them from Pinnacle. Bakawal man them bring this liberty to the US, to the 52 state of the US. Babylon label I as the shower posse, gangsters, cult, name it. But it was I. Yeah. So, no care how you try to fix and refix and rewrite this history. No one can take this history from Jamaica. Africa the same. I, who say Africa, at no time at all, Africa ever shout out for Jamaica. Some of us want to get on the levels when they not speak. Put some respect on Jamaica name. Yeah. When you not talk, when you not call Jamaica name, put some respect on it. Hi. Yeah. We not try to say anything against Africa, because we say Africa, it's not Africa say Jamaica, it's Jamaica say Africa, and we say it loud and proud, and we cry for Africa. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they have not got to the level of Marcus, because Marcus is done set the levels, right? And Marcus come out of Buzzwalk. So it's Buzzwalk who say Africa. Yeah. It's Buzzwalk who say Africa for the African at home and abroad. Peter Touch come sing about it as long as he's a black man, he's an African. I who say that. So I don't want to go on now like because we down there relaxing and kicking back and enjoying the hills and the cool breeze and the ganja. It's like we have smoked too much ganja now, so we're well relaxed. We're well relaxed. Yeah. So I want when you speak in fear, I want you don't jump the gun. Keep in mind again that is Kodra Brown. And we were in the US long before Kodra Brown. Yeah. We, I, Rastafari, Vanguards, were in the US long before Kodra Brown. It's because of I why Kodra Brown, you get to know Kodra Brown. So don't go on like you want. And if Kodra Brown was here today, Kodra Brown would have to change the song. Because there's a thing called growth and development. Yeah, we can't lock like we now go forward. So it's good that you lack, but still, how much have you lack and not moving forward? So that's where the thing is. But this is gonna be a short one, but I just want to touch up some, make some brethren spit it out. Because some brethren have it to spit out. So here we go again. Ras Soldier, come in and come tell them how we set the thing.
Thanks, ancient council, and give thanks, Elder Papa, Rastafari, love, Elder. Well, I'm on, I'm on a prefer even talk spoken words rather than write. I try man a work same time, I'm on in the hills, as a farmer, in the hills. Now I'm on a say, I'm on to hear Elder talk these things over the years, no fireman. Years now I hear Elder talk about righteousness and all these things, and Bible and everything. And out of the mouth of this, where them same words come from, the same mouth of them same words that come from lion. If I should come to Jamaica now and look on the movie house, they have a vex. I'm not telling you that, they have a vex. I hear all it down here, I man knows that they hear all it for Rasta from Jamaica complain. But one, because there's no bingy house. No left in Jamaica, just words at all. I want to gather and call it bingy. But I'm going to give you an example I'm going to talk about. You don't have an ancient council, you don't have a priesthood, you don't have a daughter's council, you don't have a youth council, you don't have a priesthood set up. You see? No Rasta can't tell them last they see the one seal and sign pertaining to the bingo. There is a seal and sign, you have one Rasta man, you have the Rasta have a youth. Same elder them, have your youth, them phone convenience. So you attack all these lovely words. So these pretty words I mean not something to I and I Truth, no what the higher say and all against what higher say But what is not the talk is the works. It's the works. And I don't know the eye, man, and cast no judgment for the eye. You see? I will just go by what the eye say. Give thanks to the eye liberty. I don't have no problem with the eye liberty. But experience showing yourself, yeah, I have different thoughts and different feelings about it. The ones where them lovely words come from. Yeah. If they should have tried at Jamaica, I know so they have a vex. As a bingy man, elder, they have a go. She don't have a please. But they have come here so council. And I don't know if it can put forward as it is. Because I don't see no one in a Jamaica, I don't know which man, I don't care which mansion. I don't see no one in a Jamaica right now, we say them talk on behalf of Rasta. Outspoken Rasta is talking, those who say they represent Rasta up at the top of the head, me talk. I don't see none of them when I work with government. I don't know of none when I work with government. And I don't see none of them I do know something for Rasta. The man me I lead the bingo say, a government him represent. He not represent Rasta. Himself and government. Him represent. Him thought that the tabernacle. Government. He go on sailor board and don't know something and he was question himself. He not represent Rasta. Rasta they put him there so. Government put him there so then he represent. So words don't mean much to I fire words. Give thanks. Yes, again, the elder. We're pertaining to ganja. The ganja legislation passed in 2015 in Jamaica. Up to now, no one from any of the mansion put in a ganja proposal on behalf of the government yet. You see? No one from none of the mansion to make a demand from government yet. It's this I and I as Rasta want, or that I and I as Rasta want. All I and I get around is that 2 ounces of ganja for some more. Babylon say you can plant, all citizens free to plant 1 5 tree at the yard. That's all you get. The rest of the community will get privileged with tools. Them tell you say you can plant, you can carry the ganja go a bingy. Not say you can carry, not say you can carry. What I see them do, them say Rasta free to plant ganja around the tabernacle because of a sacred space, sacramental ganja. But what about the Rasta now, the farmer who are carrying ganja go a bingy? Many times I have to buy back the ganja from police to carry go a bingy. And not I alone. All Rasta ganja farmer. You have to buy back the ganja. And we don't know one to call. I have no form of representation around us when it comes to her. And not one of the outspoken Rasta you ever will hear mention that. None of them no take up ganja. The only little ones I man see do anything positive towards ganja, the same Millennium Council. And then get to fight and those who are collaborate with government. I just say go for elder, anywhere you go, in the Rasta community, so it's set, but see well I say no, question me man last year, how can I get rid of these ones from amongst how I never make a separation more from the people, how it will go, because we see the damage what them are doing now, we see the Rastafari community can't move, can't set up no proper structure, can't do no something at all with these ones amongst us because them are negative energy. They are there to make sure say Rasta no progress, Rasta must always look like some crop. Because that's what government put them to do. So people can get to laugh and jeer and mock Rasta. How I get rid of them? What is the way forward? What we have to do? Elder, this time.
Yes, Rasulji, I personally, Jahbunny, as the Rasta International Ambassador, I do not have a ganja problem. I don't smoke it, I don't angle it, I don't deal with it. But and that is of choice. I stopped smoke ganja over 30 years ago. And I stopped dealing a ganja over 45 years ago. If I desire us to deal with ganja, I know how to go about it, so I don't have a problem with ganja. I a Rasta. How to get rid of who's standing in the way of I and I right now? It is very simple. It is so simple. I don't have a problem with no one not in a highway. Remember, that's what I went to jail for. Yeah, I went to jail for cutting and clearing and moving up certain people. So them people can't stand in a one way again. Now, I am not here to repeat any of my previous action because I have evolved. So now I am the ambassador. Now, it's for you and those that is now feeling aggrieved that someone is standing in your way. It is for you to actually work that out with who's standing in your way. No one not standing in the highway, like I said. So if somebody is standing in the highway personally, I know how to deal with that. I don't need to ask no man how to cut and clear. So hold it for a minute now, let me go find our next brethren.
Your host, we continue our interviews on religious movements this afternoon. We look at Ethiopian Orthodox Church, and in our studios is Archbishop Isa, who is Archbishop in charge of the Ethiopian Orthodox churches for the Western Hemisphere. He talks about the current crisis in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, as well as the relationship between the church and the Rastafarians. We answer your questions. Do stay tuned. Archbishop Isa, it is so good to have you on the program.
Thank you.
The Ethiopian Orthodox Church is known by many people, but a lot of people do not know exactly what the Ethiopian Orthodox Church stands for. Many people think it's a Rastafarian church. It's a church of the Rastafarians. You are the man who established the church in Jamaica in 1970. Right. That's what, 25 years ago.
Right.
You established a church here. What is your relationship with the Rastafarian community?
Okay. Well, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church is known as the ancient Christian church in the world.
The oldest Christian church.
The oldest Christian church in the world. And it teaches Christ as creator, and Savior. And also maintain the apostolic tradition and succession. Well, when we come to the Rastafarians' philosophy, it is well known. I don't have to explain their philosophy, but the church teaches differently, and the Rastafarians, not everybody, but most Rastafarians, then they have their own philosophy. Now, it will be very difficult for the church to give up this ancient belief and doctrine which exists from the time of the apostle. Now, although the church teaches Christianity and Christ our Savior, well, I would say the majority of its members are from the Rastafarian.
In Jamaica?
In Jamaica, yes. Only Jamaica.
You've attracted a lot of Rastafarians
yes.
Here.
As a matter of fact, between 1970 to 1970,
to 1990 something.
Yes, 1978, about 20,000 people have been baptized.
20,000? That seems like an exaggerated figure.
Really, no, not
20,000.
Yes. And then what happened is that afterwards, it was a lot of disappointment because so many Rastafarians expected that, the church has to.
Oh, so they felt that you would have embraced their ideology.
Yes, but it was difficult for me. Also, I want them to be in the church, and I would not condemn their belief, because every man is free to believe and worship the way he wanted. But
if he's a member of the church, he must follow the doctrines of the church.
He must follow the teaching and doctrine of the church. That is.
And you don't accept this view that Selassie is God, divine, that Selassie was to them, reincarnated Christ.
Yeah, to the Rastafarian, he is God. But to the Ethiopians and to the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, he is not God.
In fact, he was a member of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church.
He was a member of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church.
Yes.
And a defender of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Really.
Yes. So why didn't he do more to dispel this heretical belief of the Rastafarians?
Well, you see,
he must have heard that these people felt that he was God.
Why didn't he do
something to dispel that myth?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he sent me for this purpose.
He sent you?
Yes, he tried to introduce the culture and the teaching of our church. So that's why I came. It was not only the patriarch who sent me, but he himself.
He himself sent you?
Yeah, I was then a priest.
Yes, world. I told you all that His Majesty went away after his visit and sent the Orthodox Church to Jamaica specifically for us to go back and worship Jesus Christ. I told you all that. I want to put fire, I want to burn, I want to do everything. But remember, your bad ass me name, so that's why I stand by my badness, Me I tell you that. That's why I stand by my badness. Me not come off of my square. I stand with my gun. Don't forget that. Yeah, so the guy can't come kick me off of my square. Because my square is in righteousness. Hear what the Abuna said just now? His Majesty sent him to Jamaica for that purpose. So me not have to spin it and me not have to twist it. And I know me I make up this. Yeah. So me just want all I know for know. When you say una is Rasta, una na practice where I and I did set up.
High priest in 1970. I was not a bishop. So they sent me, he selected me and sent me here to do that. That, if it was not for that, they might not have accepted me anyway.
And because
see.
so you came with Selassie's endorsement.
Yes, and Selassie is very important. He is the vehicle for the Rastafarian community to really come
accept
to
the church.
Yes, to accept the church, and I appreciate that too. You know, although I wouldn't say that the church teaching must change into other philosophy, but
baptized so many thousands.
Yes.
They left and went over to Boba Dread and 12 tribes.
They did all over, yes.
They couldn't let go of this myth that Selassie
yes. And
was
then
the returned Christ.
many others still remain throughout the island. They are faithful and they worship, and we have 5 churches or 6 churches in the island.
You have 6 churches in the island now?
Yeah, but most of them are
small.
bamboo, built by bamboo and
I see.
and
Small,
so forth.
yes,
Yes, that's
yes.
right.
Okay.
We do have. And that is it, really, you know.
Yeah.
That is it. And
now, what was your position on the dreadlocks? Did you like the dreadlock? Did you try to discourage them from wearing the dreadlock?
No, the first time I came, I never discouraged the dreadlock appearance, because I know that this is what they want to be.
Yes.
And I say to myself, man must not be condemned because of his appearance.
Okay.
So it was, however, a problem in the public that, oh, this is Rastafarian church, Abba,
yeah.
Mandafro is, at that time, the Rasta priest, and all this. And in fact, I advised some few people, and they cut it, and they called me Barba, Abba, Barba.
Abba.
Yeah, and this then...
But you advised some of the Rastafarians to cut their hair?
I did, yes.
Oh, okay.
I did, because, you know, because many of them, they couldn't get job. And many of them also rejected to work. They say that they will work in Africa, and I encourage them to have their own work and to establish businesses and all that, and they did, a lot of them.
So you tried to help them to integrate in the society?
Of course, even the biggest artists, well-known artists who died now, like, I have to encourage them to go ahead and make it, just, you know.
I see.
Yes,
you baptized Bob Marley?
I did baptize Bob Marley, and the presence of his wife Rita Marley and his children.
Yes.
Yes, family, only the family, because he was not so willing to have it officially. It was difficult for him, yes.
To get it, yes.
Which I don't want to describe.
Okay,
you know.
okay.
And anyway, this is what it happened, you know.
Yes. Now, your church also, you see, a lot of people don't understand, Your Eminence, that the Ethiopian Orthodox Church is a Christian church. In fact, you are very close to the Roman Catholic Church. Your traditions are very similar to the Roman Catholic Church. If anybody were to go into an Ethiopian Orthodox Church, you would be amazed as to how the rituals are the same. You believe in the veneration of the saints.
Yes,
you believe in the veneration of Mary.
Right.
You know, the traditional doctrines.
We do all
you have
this.
maintained
Yes,
of the Catholic Church.
Yes, it's really very little different. The difference is, we still have different, of course.
But certain minor differences.
Outside
Papal
the,
infallibility,
yeah,
the nature of Christ.
The nature of Christ,
and I think the Holy Spirit.
And the procession of the Holy Spirit.
Yes,
yeah,
but those are the 3 minor things.
Those minor,
so you're an Orthodox Christian church.
Right. They will call them today that they are minor, you know, things. But before, they were considered important.
Yes, man.
You
Those
know,
were the issues.
they were the things that people had been fighting from church to church. Separation. Yes, that's what it is.
Yes.
So now, with the Roman Catholic Church, we have also consultation program dialogue rather. We are learning of each other. I'm a member of the Oriental Orthodox Church and Roman Catholic Bishop Conference in the United States and Canada. We have been working together for 15 years.
Having dialogue with the Catholic Church.
We're having dialogue, and we are trying to understand each other, and perhaps maybe one day we'll come together. That's the hope.
Yeah. We're going to take a break at this point. Later on we'll speak more about Bob Marley's relationship with the Ethiopian Orthodox Church and the role of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church today. We'll be back shortly.
Yes, massive. There you have it from the Abuna mouth himself, that he baptized 20,000 Jamaican Rasta. And after him baptize them, him convert them and tell them to cut them locks. And him also tell them that them can't worship Rastafari in the church. Him also state clearly that the man them walk away and go form their own Rasta church today. Yeah. So when I come and I tell them, I say, no, I was not part of none of that. I am from Bakawal and I am not a part of none of that. What he didn't tell you is the exact year he came to Jamaica. And he didn't tell you that that day the church service was interrupted at Ebenezer because of our outburst when we run him away.
To Archbishop Yisak, who is responsible for the Ethiopian Orthodox churches in the Western Hemisphere. Archbishop, your church would be opposed to concubinage, a man just living with a woman without marriage. A lot of Rastafarians love that practice.
Well,
What about Rastafarians who are members of your church? What if they
the church does not agree with such life, because the church believe in marriage, one man and one woman, as it is from the beginning.
Not
done
one man
by
with
God.
7 women like some Rastafarians?
Not some. That is a Muslim tradition.
Muslim.
So, yeah, that's not the Christian tradition. So we do not practice that, and we do not allow to happen here.
So what do you do with members who-
with our members?
What do you do with members who flout that?
Well,
Who
we
live-
advise them
Yeah.
to limit
But
themselves.
you don't excommunicate them?
Well, we do not excommunicate, but they listen to us.
Yes.
They are willing to listen.
But Bob
and
Marley
they
was a
did
very
well.
good member at all. He was a most delinquent member when it came to sexual matters.
Well, Bob Marley
Why
was...
were you afraid to discipline him because he
Let me
was a
tell you,
celebrity?
no. Bob Marley was a man that he was coming along to learn so much about the principle of the church, because I told him how His Majesty lived with one woman, with one wife. He only
You
had
told him
one
that?
queen. Yes, and he believed. Some other people advised him that he is the grandson of David and Solomon and David has many wives and all that. But I told him, no, that's wrong. Just follow His Majesty. So he said, yes, Abba, I will follow His Majesty. And he was really coming to realize
Yes.
that, you know.
But he was a man who believed in a lot of women.
Well, that I don't know.
Probably
That's
did.
his private things.
Yes.
I really don't know so much. But
You had to warn him at one time.
I did.
Oh, there must be
Because
some reason why you
when,
warned him.
yeah, when I heard something like that,
It's a public
that
knowledge.
Yeah, he had some
Of course, children.
women's
of course.
other than his wife.
Yes.
I advised him many times, and he listened to me. Really, he said, "This, yes, you are right. I'm going to follow this."
I
That's
see.
why he was.
So he
but
was trying to.
Yes,
At least
he
the
was.
church warned him.
He was really, yeah, he was really trying to
Yes.
follow this tradition. And when he was baptized, he cried for half an hour.
Oh.
And I considered it as
He cried?
it was repentant. He cried. He was washed out with.
What year Bob Marley was baptized in the church? You remember?
Oh, it was. I forget. It's about 7 months before he died.
Oh, he baptized late.
Yes.
7 months before he died.
Yes.
Okay, I see.
It was late because
So
you
we
see, that's
can't
why
judge him too
you see,
harshly
before it
of
was
his behavior
difficult.
before.
It was even difficult before, to even discuss matter because he was not a member of the church.
I see.
So
You
after,
explain.
even though I was very close to him,
Oh, you knew him long before you were baptized?
Oh yes. As a matter of fact, he was always ready to be baptized in Maxfield Avenue and call the media and all that, but for several reasons he could not do it.
Yes.
And we have to put.
And
it off.
his wife Rita is still a faithful member of the church?
Oh yes, her and her children from 1973. She was baptized. She never lived.
Oh,
the
Rita
church
was baptized
and-
early?
Oh yes, the main supporter.
Yes.
Yes, of the church and very faithful.
Very faithful to
Yes,
the
and teach the teaching of the church. All the brothers and sisters
Yes.
really.
Let me ask you, Archbishop, did Bob Marley, in his sort of later months of his life, did he come to give up the view that Selassie was God? Did you have a discussion with him on that?
Well, let me tell you, Bob never even mentioned about His Majesty as God in front of me. He always asked me, Abba, who is Christ? I told him, Christ, Jesus Christ, the one who was crucified.
Yes.
Good.
Oh,
That's he was. You see, Bob is not an easy person. You see, he's very diplomatic too. You know,
Yes.
especially he has a very good respect and a great respect rather for me. You know,
Oh.
anything that is not
I see.
that is not right, he would not do in front of
see.
me. Whatever. Yes.
I see.
He has a great respect as I come from Ethiopia.
Yes.
And he was really a very respectful person.
Yes.
And we had no much discuss. But one thing I remember about him, about dreadlock, is that I asked him, Bob, why do other children, Rasta children, they grow their hair from, because I see little ones also grow their dread.
Yes, yes.
It become dread. I told him, his children, all of them had nothing. So why then? I said to him, Abba, I would never persecute my children. I would never force them to do. When they grow, if they like it,
decision, yes.
they will make decision for themselves.
Yes.
That's what he told
But he
me.
didn't
It
force
was
them.
really great, you know.
Yes, there you have it now. The Abba himself tell us that Bob never grow and pick them as Rasta. So now in picking them must grow the locks as style as everyone else and capitalize for the locks. Now, this, as I said, is a very short program, and I am leviticating this program to my brethren King Fiera and the children, the Rastafari children of Africa. So this program is leviticated to the Rastafari children of Africa and my brethren King Fiera. Make what you want of it and listen with great overstanding, because I stand on my square and I tell you, when I first came into myself as a Rastafari baby, it was nothing to do with the emperor. It was nothing to do with any speech, and it was nothing to do with the Bible. Please stop trying to confuse I, and please censor your comment when you question me. Try not to engage me into Bible talk or into His Majesty talk. Feel free to engage me into the liberation of our people, how we can go about that. This is the Rastafari program, and this is what it is geared to. This is not a Christian program, and this is not a church in any form or fashion. And look, I have no Bible. Until such time, stand firm.